With us right now is the CEO of UK-India Business Council, Richard McCallum. Richard, there is an ambition to have a FTA with the UK as soon as possible. What are some of the sticking points according to the industry associations or chambers of both countries?
Well, look, I've always said this. When the fifth and sixth largest economies in the world do a trade deal, it's really important they take the time to get that right, because what you're talking about here is people's livelihoods at the end of the day. Where we are is that the 13th round has happened. The 14th round was delayed because of the election in the UK. But we hope and expect that talks will resume quickly. We, like the government in the UK, see this as a floor, not a ceiling. And in terms of the obstacles, well, look, I'm not at the negotiation table, but I speak to people at both sides, officials on both sides. Sometimes they tell me we're 99% there, sometimes they tell me we're 95% there. What's clear is that most of the chapters have been concluded, and so, it's important that the last few political decisions are taken so that we can proceed. Like I said, this is a floor, not a ceiling to the relationship.
Right. Now, if I were to ask you, what is the change in approach that the Labour government is now bringing to the table as far as the trade talks go, and the approach to trade talks go?
Well, the new government has been very clear, both before and after the election, that it considers the FTA to be a very important part of the economic relationship. I know that they are working hard to progress that. But of course, the FTA is not the only part of this relationship. We had the Secretary of State for the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, come here in July. And when he was here, he signed something called the UK-India Technology Security Initiative. And we see that as a really important part of the relationship going forward because, technology collaboration is central to this relationship.
So, would you say that the remaining issues that are there on the table are, one, regarding investment protection, issues related to digital regulations that's probably holding back things?
I'm sure there are some remaining issues on both sides which need political decision making at this stage. We've got to the stage now where most of the chapters have been closed, and you need the principals to make some political decisions.
Fine. The last question would be, India's budget is around the corner. Any expectation from your side?
Well, the July budget lowered the tax for foreign companies in India from 40 to 35. We thought that was a very positive step in the direction of full parity eventually. We were also encouraged by the ambition of the government to simplify FDI norms. So we'd like to see the contours of that shaped. We're very keen to see more tax parity, and we want to see any measure that increases the ease of doing business in this country is welcome.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Richard, and all the very best for the FTA, and I hope you have a great day at the Global Leadership Summit.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV 18 on all of our digital platforms.